Home prices in BC and Ontario have been falling for years now. So the big question everyone keeps asking is simple. Will prices actually recover, or is this market broken for good? In this video, I'm going to give you a clear, no hype answer to when a recovery is possible, what has to happen first, and why most people are being misled on the timing. And here's the part almost nobody is saying out loud. Yes, prices can recover, but believing that a rebound is right around the corner is how people get hurt. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to think about a recovery, when waiting makes sense, and how to position yourself without guessing. Let's go. Let's start with the core question. Will home prices eventually go back up? The honest answer, in my opinion, is a qualified yes. Yes, prices can recover. No, not next month, not next quarter, and I wouldn't expect a clean rebound through most of 2026 either. This is where people confuse possibility with timing. Just because something can happen doesn't mean it happens soon. Now let's talk about why a recovery is even possible in the first place. The biggest reason is supply. New housing construction in Canada has slowed dramatically. In some major markets, new condo sales are down more than 80% from their long-term averages. When developers stop selling, they stop building. When they stop building, future supply disappears quietly altogether. Housing supply does not respond quickly. From land acquisition to approvals to financing to completion and keys, the process takes years, sometimes close to 7. So when construction collapses today, the impact it's going to show up much later. That lag is critical to understand. Historically, every major housing recovery in Canada has followed a period of underbuilding, not immediately, but eventually. Now, let's look at demand, because supply alone, it's not enough. Demand is driven by income, employment, population growth, and access to credit. Right now, all four are under immense pressure to varying degrees. Interest rates are still high relative to incomes, and that directly reduces purchasing power. A buyer who qualified for, let's say, $1 million in 2021 often qualifies for hundreds of thousands of dollars less today. That change alone, it's reshaped the market completely. Employment, it also matters. When people feel uncertain about job stability, they delay their major purchases. Even people with strong incomes behave far more cautiously when confidence drops. Now let's talk about population growth, because this is often completely misunderstood. Canada has relied heavily on population growth to support housing demand, even the economy. But population growth does not automatically push prices higher. People, they still need to qualify, they still need to afford that monthly payment, and they still have to choose to buy instead of renting. And the numbers, they're a hard sell. Governments can also influence the pace of population growth basically overnight. Targets can be adjusted, programs can be tightened or eliminated, growth can be slowed if infrastructure and housing can't keep up with it. That uncertainty makes demand harder to forecast in the short term. So here's the reality. Supply, it's been constrained long enough that scarcity, it becomes a real factor over time. Demand has not yet returned in a way that supports rising prices across the board. That's why recovery, it's technically possible, and that's also why it's not imminent. What are your thoughts? What are you actually seeing in your local market right now? Are prices, are they still sliding? Are they flattening out? Or are they starting to firm up? Leave your city or region in the comments below. Now, let's address something I don't believe will happen. I do not believe we return to the easy price growth of the last cycle. From roughly 2009 to 2022, housing benefited from falling rates, expanding credit, and rapid price appreciation. That environment, my friends, no longer exists. You heard it right here. It no longer exists. Development costs, they've exploded. Municipal fees are highly more than they were a decade ago. And land costs rose at unprecedented rates during the last cycle. Those increases limit how fast and how cheaply new housing can be delivered. That means future recoveries are likely slower, uneven, and more localized. Some neighborhoods will recover faster than others. Some property types will perform better than others. And some owners will still struggle even if the prices stabilize. This is why strategy matters more than prediction. If you're watching this and you're worried about qualifying, this matters to you. If you feel stretched despite a good income, this matters. If you're trying to decide whether to buy now or wait, this matters. And here's the most common question I see in my business. If prices are likely to lower next year, should I wait or should I buy? If you have flexibility and no pressure, waiting, it can make sense. Periods of weak demand often create better selection. They often create more negotiating power, and they often reward patience. But waiting only helps if you're actively preparing. Waiting without a plan is just procrastination. This is the time to understand your numbers. This is the time to clean up debt. This is the time to improve your cash flow. And this is the time to build a mortgage strategy that works even if prices don't rebound quickly. Because here's the truth that most people miss. You don't win by timing the bottom perfectly. You win by being positioned when conditions improved. Positioning means buying within your comfort zone, not your maximum mortgage approval. Positioning, it means leaving room in your budget for higher costs and renewal times. Positioning means choosing mortgage structures that give you flexibility today instead of locking you into stress. If prices fall further, you're protected. If prices stay flat, you're stable. If prices recover sooner than expected, you benefit without having taken any unnecessary risk. That's the difference between hope and strategy. So yes, home prices can recover, but building your entire plan around a quick rebound is very dangerous. Building your plan around affordability, resilience, and flexibility, it's smart. This market doesn't reward optimism, it rewards preparation. Before you go, I'd love to hear your take on this. Do you think prices recover sooner, later, or stay flat longer than people expect? Leave your thoughts or your market in the comments below. And once you're done with this one, check out last week's episode where I break down how low Vancouver rents will actually go.